I ain't here for the money, I ain't here for the fame, though it might be nice to own a jet.
Hello guys, and welcome back to my channel, and welcome back to another little video on the Blue ZX. As it's quite typical of this channel, with being a ZX guy, it's going to be mainly content from my little ZX. Now, with last night's little bit of rain, I'd like to inform you guys that it's still a little bit damp in here, and there's still a few little bits of moisture in here and wetness, but no new puddles, thanks to my little carrier bag fix. And if you can, on the heater matrix air vent hole. And in today's video, we are going to be removing all the steering column and all the wiring and getting the sound deadening out. Before I start, I would like to give a little bit of a shout out to a lovely lady called Hannah. She runs her own channel. I'm quite new myself, but I feel like us new guys need to kind of look out for each other, and I know a fair bit about cars. I'm not going to say I'm not a mechanic by anybody's means, but I know a fair bit about cars, and I know a lot about these little ZXs. But her channel's called No, that's my channel. Get it right, Harrison. Her channel is called the C5 Nut. She's really new to her channel, and she's decided to take the leap of making YouTube videos because, a bit like myself, wants to put some content out there and help ease the boredom of us at the moment with our current situation of all having to stay at home and only going out when necessary. So yeah, C5 Nut, go over and have a look at her channel. She makes some awesome content, and she does some awesome projects as well. So just a little shout out for her there, because with yesterday's video, the last one of the 3-part Easter Sunday special, I was going through my switches and she contacted me saying that she's basically, lovely lady, she's going to help me possibly modify the switches when I actually make my mind up with what I'm going to do with them. Possibly modify the switches, and also this little ZX has 4 windy windows, so electric windows is something I've always thought about doing in the future to this. So she's possibly going to help me with that as well, but we'll see. Like I say, give her a look, and we will get started on this video now. So guys, starting this video, like I said, windy window, windy window, windy window, windy window. That's what I meant by 4 windy windows. And the slightly more higher spec ZXs do normally come with electric windows at the front and electric mirrors and stuff, but I've got a very basic model here. But anyway, enough about that. What are we doing today? Right, so all this steering column that you can see here with all this massive wiring, the wiring isn't going to come right out of the car because I'm not going to go that far, but the wiring is all going to have to be disconnected and unbolted from the steering column. The steering column, this top part of the shaft, is going to have to be unbolted from the union just underneath here. Where is it? There it is, that bolt just there. Going to have to unbolt it from there, and we'll leave that little bit of shaft just sticking there. And then we've then got, after that, we've got, I'm going on the handbrake, whoops. So when I've pulled the wiring off and we've undone everything, including that splined piece on the steering column, we will then go into the engine bay and unbolt these 4. There's 4 bolts like this coming from the engine bay into here to hold the big bulk of it in place. But I'm literally just going to pull all the wiring back, and then we'll get this sound deadening out. So as you can see, we've jumped to being under the bonnet, because those 4 bolts I was telling you about, there is one just there, one just there. I think I've already pulled the clip off, but just there. We'll get them out. We've got another one just down there, holding part of, well, I don't know what, that's just a bracket actually, just a safety brace bracket. And then there's one hiding down in the corner there. Actually, that's quite a good shot. I thought it was going to come out all blurry and make it quite hard for you to see, because it's actually quite dark in that, but my camera's picking it up quite light, so I'm happy with that. That one, obviously, as you can see, looks rather rusty, but I'm sure it'll be fine. But they're the 4 bolts we have to take out. So what I'm going to do now, guys, is we're going to go back inside the car and I'm going to get you set up on the tripod. So as you can see, guys, completely hands-free, back into tripod life. And I'm not sure whether you guys like the time-lapse or not, but just to save time and speed this process of removing this again, I'm going to put you into time-lapse mode. So guys, I thought I'd stop the time lapse for a minute and just bring you into my little struggle here. Basically, if I move all these wires out of the way, you'll see that I've got everything disconnected wiring wise, except this little fuse box panel here. And you can see here that I have undone these. I've got one missing from the top there. That big bulk of wires is attached there. I've got that undone. There's a nut down the bottom here, which is just there, which you can see attached to this bar, which is wobbling like crazy because it's loosened. So if I take that off, right, I haven't taken this off yet because it doesn't seem to be making any sort of a difference, because we've got the big bulk of wiring. Okay, I can't even get it off at the moment anyway. But anyway, where I'm going with it, where I'm going with what I'm saying here is we've got a big bulk of wiring going through into the engine bay, right? And I'll just take you out to the engine bay and show you the predicament I'm in. Right, so the predicament I'm in was this cover was clipped on there like so with all the wiring. This cover was clipped on there. See if it'll rest there for me. With all the wiring coming out, that's the other side. There was a 10mm bolt running through there, which goes through into the fuse box, which I've removed. I've taken this cover off, right, hoping it'd make things easier, but there's a tiny little gap just down the side here, and I do believe that this is a plug that should just pull out. I can't see any other clips or anything holding it in. Should just pull out, and that cover kind of goes into these clips just to keep it in there. But obviously this car's 25 years old. That plug's potentially been in there for 25 years with all grime and grot around it. It's proving really, really tricky to remove. So I'm going to do a little bit of research just to make sure that does just pull out. And I'll see if I can get that out before bringing you guys back in to finish this video. So bear with me, guys. So guys, when I said on the last bit of footage that I was going to bring you in when I was able to actually get this undone, that was around about 12 o'clock today, and it's now around 4:30. So I've spent a lot of time looking for tools, a lot of time yanking on this because it has been in there for like 25 years and was ridiculously in there. I have, however, got to say a big thank you to Hannah again, the C5 Nut on YouTube, my good friend, because she was giving me some insider tips, because when I said I'd do some research on how it comes out, I couldn't find anything. But if anyone knows more about Citroens, especially C5s, then, well, it'll be her basically. But I have, however, got another confession to make as well. That was hiding. It was hiding, literally. There was a bolt running through the middle of here to hold the cover on. And then just to the side of that, hidden down a little tiny gully, was this one, I'll show you where that goes, 1 second. So we're now in the car. Where that bolt goes is, as you can see, that little brass contact there. That bolt screws into there, and the other one was the 10mm nut inside the engine bay to hold the actual fuse box. I wasn't worried about those bolts, didn't need to worry too much about those bolts just there, where I have taken some out, because they are literally just nutted on the other side just to hold the plug into the fuse box. But that's that out. I have disconnected the aerial. Well, I say that the aerial didn't work and it just fell apart, so I was going to be replacing the aerial on this car anyway. So I tried to disconnect that and it just fell apart on me, so that's probably why the aerial didn't work, because it was relatively loose in there. So this car will be getting a new aerial anyway. That's something that's been needed for a while. So if I now just tuck this out the way over there for now, I can now focus on removing the actual steering column itself. So like I said, there's 4 bolts inside the engine bay. I'll get them undone now and I'll bring you back in. So guys, I've got to remove that nut down there, which was a 13, which I've already removed. I've got to remove that nut there, which was a 13, and that's already been removed. I've still got a 2 at the top, 1 there and 1 there to remove. I have already pre-loosened these, so, and I have got the weight on of the actual thing, the steering column, the other side still was on there, so obviously because it's still going through to the steering column. But if I pull that one out, that has got the weight on it. That's why it's probably going to hear a big clonk when it comes undone. You know what, to save time I'm going to undo that and then bring you back in a minute. So just as I suspected, that one's now out, that one's now out, and when I say just as I suspected, it's because it was weighted on it, so I wasn't able to undo it by hand. So what that means is, if we take you back in, that has now dropped off. So that means I should now be able to, because I've already undone the spline bolt and I've already undone the one that was down there as well. So that should now come straight off like so and be out the way. All I now need to do is just ignore this for now, because I can take that off and get that out of the way. That now frees up. I'm going to leave that there just resting there, and we'll work around it because we don't need to take that off for any reason. I'm going to leave the steering rack in for if I need to move the vehicle for any reason. We need to now take the pedal box off, just so that gives us access. And I did say at the start of the video that I'll be removing this in the video as well. Time in the video is a bit longer than I was hoping, and also time in the day is a bit further along than I would have liked it to have been, with me being a bit of an idiot with this fuse box. But hey ho, that's all right, because that just gives me another video to do later removing this, because we've got all these clips to do. So what I'll do is I'll get these bits out the way. I'll put you on the tripod for undoing this, but considering I think I might do that live, I'm not too sure. I'm going to put you on the tripod for it though, and we'll get back in a second. So guys, I have decided to do this as a live clip rather than a time-lapse clip, but I have also decided that I'm not going to take the whole pedal box out, because that means I'd have to take the brake master and brake servo out, and I don't want to go into touching the brake lines just yet, because I want to be able to put bits together, so like I say, things can still be used if needed. Obviously not for driving it. So if I just pop that clip out just there, as you saw with the screwdriver, that should then allow me to pull this pin out, which then makes the brake pedal completely free of the brake master. I then use, it's a bit soggy down here, the 13mm on there and a 13mm on there, and literally these have all been pre-loosened just to save time. That should now pull straight out like so. So that gets that pedal out the way, and I'll pop that bolt just through there just to keep everything neat and tidy so I don't lose my sleeve, because there's might be some grease or something in there helping movement on that. And then exactly the same with the clutch pedal. Again, 13mm on both sides. And again, I've also pre-loosened it. I haven't undone the clutch cable yet. I'm hoping that when I drop this down, I should then be able to let the spring pop out. Whoops, I didn't want to do that. Should then be able to let the spring pop out, and then clutch cable can then just pop out of there as well. And I'll just pop that up there like so and leave it just like that. Put that sleeve back in there. Again, put that bolt through. And as you can see, guys, by leaving that in but taking the pedals off, I can now pull the sound deadening out around this without having to tamper with any of my brake lines or my brake master cylinder and mess about bleeding that up, because this will get brakes, but that'll be one of its last jobs, because it's a case of, like I said, I want to still be able to allow it to roll. I don't want brake fluid leaking everywhere, and it's just a little bit more hassle to do, and it's not necessary just yet. So, because this isn't leaking or anything, so I know that's good, because I've replaced it in my ownership, because I did have a puddle of brake fluid down here at one point. So I know that's good. I know all the brake lines are good. So anyway, right, so I'm going to tidy up, guys, and I'm going to pretty much call this video done for today. Hope you've enjoyed it. So as you can see, we've removed the complete dash console wiring harness with a fuse box, steering column, and it doesn't seem like it's much has been removed today, but hope you guys appreciate that it was a bit of hard work, especially that plug, thanks to me being a numpty and forgetting about the screw. But considering it's now 5 o'clock, I'm definitely going to wrap this video up here, because I still need to go in and edit it so you guys can see it today. So, like usual, at the end of the video, this is the part where I say thank you guys for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you've enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to ask any questions or leave any comments of any kind, feel free to leave a comment. And if you subscribe, remember to ring that notification bell so you can get constant updates of every time I upload. Like I said, if you like weird and wonderful projects and more car related stuff as well, because when she comes out of the lockdown she will be doing car related stuff as well, head over to the C5 Nut. If you want to know about sneak peeks of what I'm getting up to though, before they actually come live on YouTube, you can follow me on Instagram, and that's the ZX Guy is my name on Instagram as well. But anyway, hope you've had a good Easter weekend, guys. Thank you very much. Hope you stay safe, and I'll love you and leave you for now. Like, subscribe and share. Thank you. I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.